Stanbridge, thank you so very much for your incredible gift. Thank you for sharing it with us before you left. You are amazing, every one of you. You're beautiful. Keep being who you want to be, and let's go play a tune, man. Okay, so for the purposes of this, I'm going to show you the picking pattern real quick. If you want to play along with me, I'm holding this position here. I got my index finger on the A string at the 7th fret and my ring finger on the 9th fret D string. Okay, that's the first hand position. We'll go over all that good stuff in a minute, but that's what I'm holding right now. So if you want to play along, you'll match up with me. All right, cool. So this is the main part of all of it. The rest of it's just hand positions, but the picking pattern stays the same, except for one little 8-note, transition. I'll show you that in just a second. So we'll break it down 4 notes at a time. Your thumb's going to get worn out on this song. All right, your thumb's going to start up here on the E string. All right, that gets played 1 time. And then you're going to come down here and you're going to play the A string 1 time with your thumb. Okay, so those are your first 2 notes. All right, and now your thumb is pretty much going to alternate back and forth over and over and over again. So we're going to play the E and the A with our thumb. Use our index finger. We're going to pull up on the D string. And then our thumb is going to play that A string again. So the first 4 notes. Okay, just like that. E, A, D, A. All right, those are the first 4 notes of our picking pattern. For the 5th note, excuse me, it's going to be played down here on the G string. We're going to use our middle finger for that. Okay. Middle finger pulls up on that G. And remember, we're just going to rock back and forth between this thumb and our index and middle. So after that gets played, we're going to play this A note 1 more time. So your first 6 notes. Okay, now our index finger is going to once again play the D string, and then surprise, surprise, your thumb's going to play the A string again. Woo-wee! Okay, thumb, index finger, thumb. Okay, so that's it. That's the whole strumming pattern, really, the whole picking pattern. Okay, once again, real slow, the first 4 notes. E, A, D, A, G, A, D, A. Hopefully I said that correctly. Time will tell when I go back and edit this, but all right, so it's E, A, D, A, G, A, D, A. And that's it. That's the 8-note. That's really the entire song. And like I said, we're going to look at our hand positions here in a minute. Okay. And once you got that, the rest of it is really kind of a piece of cake. Well, I say that. You're just switching your hand, back and forth. But the only time that you won't start off here is when we're actually holding, like I said, we'll go into it in a second, position 2, and then so on and so forth. But you'll actually start off on the A string, but the pattern remains the same. You just start here on the A instead of up here on the E. Hand positions. Alright, so these are, it's not bad at all. There's 6 hand positions, and there's a couple of other little things that we're going to do. No big deal, though. Alright, so the first position is you're holding the A string with your index finger at the 7th fret, and you're going to hold the D string at the 9th fret, all right, with your ring finger. Okay, so that's position 1, and I'm going to put a description or some notes down in the description that'll show you how many times each hand position's played and what order they're played in. That's beyond the scope of this. This is actually the second tutorial I've made. The first one was 30 minutes long. No one wants to sit through that, especially with me. So this is position 1. Remember, you got A string 7th, D string 9th. Okay, and you do the plucking pattern just like we learned. Okay, position 2, you just slide up 2 frets. All right, so you're holding the A string at the 5th fret, and your ring finger is holding the D string at the 7th. This is that time where I was telling you you're going to start the picking pattern there with the A string. Okay, so that's where you started with position 2. Alright, position 3, we're just going to go up a string. So we're going to be holding the E string at the 5th fret and the A string at the 7th. So from the second position, you just go up a string, alright, with both your fingers. And naturally, you're going to start off playing with the E string. Same picking pattern. Okay, same 8, picking pattern for the same 8 notes. Position 4. Hang in there, you got this. I promise you got it. So from the third position, you just slide up 2 frets. You're going to have your ring finger on the high, or the low E, I guess you should say, at the 7th fret, and the ring finger is going to be holding the A string at the 9th. And of course, you start off your picking pattern up here on the E. You start off your picking pattern. This goes back to position 1 again, so same thing. Position 2. Position 3. And then this is position 4. And this is out of sync. I'm just showing you the positions one by one. And then, of course, we got position 1. Okay, so the 5th and the 6th position are really kind of one and the same. You're just kind of moving one of your fingers. It's not too bad. So in the outro, he goes from position 1 to position 2 to position 6. Hang in there, you got this. When I broke this down, this was like the best, cleanest way that I could explain this. So position 1 to position 2. And now position 5. I think I was saying position 6. This is actually position 5. And then this is position 6. Okay, we'll go over that in just a second. Bear with me. Oh, man. Good grief. All right. So position 5, are you confused yet? Is you're going to be holding the index finger on the 3rd fret A string. Ring finger, D string, 5th fret. Okay, you're only going to play this when you're finishing up the song or the first half of the song. There's not really a bridge in this song. So when you're in this position, when you're in the 5th position, you're going to start off playing it on the A string. And you're probably going to listen to it and you're going to be like, wait. A lot of those notes are the same, and you're correct. They are. So you're going to get some intonation, all right? The notes are going to be the same, but they won't quite match up perfectly. Unless you're playing on a piano, but because you'd just be sitting there mashing the same key. But so you'll get a little bit of intonation here, and you'll be going crazy thinking, "Man, is my guitar out of tune?" It's not. All right, I promise. All right, so if it is, you need to tune it. Like me, mine's probably completely out of tune. So 6th position, you're just removing your ring finger off the 5th fret. and you're putting your middle finger on the 4th fret on the D string. Okay, so 5th position, and then finally the 6th position. Okay, you just go from ring finger to middle finger there on the 4th. Okay, so that's all 6 positions. 5th position, 6th position. All right, rock and roll, daddy-o. So now what we are going to do is show you that little 8-note transition that he does. Not too bad, but it does add a little bit of extra work to it. I'm going to turn the camera this way. That way you can see both my hand placement and what my fingers are doing at the same time. Okay, so when you start this transition, okay, you'll play along with it, and like I said, I'm going to put all the notes as to when and where you're supposed to play everything and all that good stuff. So when you start the transition, you're actually starting off here on position 1. Then you shift up to position 3. Okay, position 3, if you'll remember, we're holding the 5th fret on the E string with our index finger, and we're holding the A string with our ring finger at the 7th fret. Okay, so here's what you're going to do. We're going to be using our thumb. We're going to play the first 2 notes just like we normally do. Okay, except this time, now we're going to use our middle finger and our index finger to pull up on those 2 strings consecutively, and that's the first 4 notes. Okay, so you play the E, the A, the G, and the D. Okay, and now we're going to shift down. This is going to be the last 4 notes of that. Oh man, I'm such a good singer. It's incredible. Okay, so after you get done with this, remember that's the 3rd position. This is different. This is something totally different. This is not one of the positions I've got listed. All right, your index finger is going to go from here. It's going to slide down to, actually it's going to be on the 8th fret. Okay, your middle finger is going to come down to the 9th. Okay, so that's a little bit tricky. So you go from here, you go from your index and your ring finger being on the E and the A string, and then you're going to slide your index finger down to the 8th fret and switch your ring finger from the A to the D string on the 9th fret. Are you confused yet? It's not bad, I promise. So you go from here to here. Okay, and now what we're going to do is we're going to use our thumb, of course, to play that note again, and we're going to, like I said, use our thumb to play the E string. Then we're going to come down with our middle finger. All right, pull up on the G string. You're going to play the D string with your index, and then back to the G string. And that's going to take some practice because you're so used to just this muscle memory when you very first get the picking pattern down. When you have to break it like that, it takes some practice. I'm not going to lie. I had a lot of trouble with it at first. So remember that little transition. 5th fret E string, 7th fret A string. All right. Remember, we're going to play the E and the A, and then pull up on the G and the D. Okay. Now we're going to slide our index finger down to the 8th. Okay. Our ring finger is going to shift down 1 string and hold the 9th fret D string. Okay, we only play this E string, G, D, G. So all of that together, slide, okay, just like that. It'll take some practice, like I said. And then on that transition, you actually end up going back into hand position number 1. And then playing, your picking pattern that we learned at the beginning of the video. So once again, okay, and then back down into position 1. And one last thing we will cover is on the outro, the very end of the song, he comes up and he puts his middle finger on the E string 8th fret while holding the hand position number 1. So put that middle finger on the 8th fret E string. Okay, and that's it. That's it, right? The transition, it'll take some practice. I'm sure there's those of you out there that will just kill it right off the bat, but I'm not one of those guys. But stick with it. This is a gorgeous song. You got it. You can do it. I promise you. You already sound great. You're gonna be just fine. So that will do it for this episode of the Concrete Pigs. Thank you for, I'm sure none of you have stuck around for this, but if you have, thank you. Once again, stick with it. It's a beautiful song, amazing song. Takes a little practice, but you're going to be fine. I promise you, you're going to be fine. You probably already sound great. Don't get frustrated if you do. Take a little break and come back to it. It'll be all right, I promise you. But thanks again so much for you all's support, your kindness, and I'm so grateful for all of that. So thank you very much. Always be who you want to be.